to the situation. When's the last time you spoke like that in front of 35 people,
Never. I had never done that.
right? But you had the courage to do it. So preparation, courage, and having a vision.
Well, it's my favorite. One of my favorite sayings is when preparation meets opportunity, good
Yep.
things happen.
Yep. Yep. And I'll make it kind of the opposite of that. There's always going to be opportunity and chaos,
Oh, yeah, there always
right?
is.
Always an opportunity and chaos. You can think about it in a war. You can think about it this freaking election that's going on right now that I have no idea who's going to win. I haven't paid attention all freaking day. I'm just like, dude, there's opportunity and chaos. You just have to be able to seize it.
Right. If you like, think of it like sales. If you were in sales during the pandemic, you won, or you should have won, because just like you said, in all that chaos, if you were smart and didn't freak out like everybody else and
Yep.
figured out a way forward, that you figured out there was a blueprint to win, you just had to be willing to not be a sheep and stare at the crowd
Yep.
and go around the back door. All of a sudden there was a lot of opportunity there
Yep.
because everybody else was getting comfortable and getting complacent and
Yep.
just saying, oh well, they know best, they'll tell us what to do. But instead, the people who really want to win in life, they're not going to just knock at the front door and not get in. They're going to go around the back door, they're going to go around the side door, they're going to try to tunnel their way in, right? Like,
Yep.
but it goes back to preparing for that. Like, it can
Yep.
be years before. Think of it like, like the military, right? Like, you had to go to basic boot camp to be able to even be in the service, right? So you
Yep.
had to start prepping back then,
Best days of my life.
right? I can only imagine. I've heard some stories, bro. But like, you have to prepare. Like, when you're in the military, you, and as a professional athlete, right? Like,
Yeah.
you prepare every single day, and it
Yeah.
might not be something that you're preparing for that's tomorrow. It could be for next season. It could be for God knows if we go back overseas, like, right? Like, you never know, bro. So it's like, but the same thing is true in business as well,
Yeah.
is that it doesn't matter what's going on. All the people that, like you mentioned, the election, all the people that are freaking out right now about, oh my God, the world's going to go to chaos, this, that, and the third. Well, your world might,
Yeah.
because you have not prepared
There it
for
is.
this outcome. No matter what the outcome of tonight ends up being, I know that I am prepared to win no matter what, because I don't allow that negative self talk into
That's
my
right.
head, right? Because I'm constantly preparing for the worst case scenario. So when all of a sudden that opportunity arises, guess who's ready? We are.
Yep. And a big point on that too is not just being prepared, but it's you individually being mentally, physically, whatever else. Those are the two main pillars, right? You have to be mentally and physically prepared because there are going to be those situations where you're just like, shit, I don't know what to do here, right? But if you're mentally and physically prepared, then you can handle that with ease. And I think a lot of people miss that point because even though I might not have the financial fence around my family that I want to yet, that is a goal. I know that no matter what happens, if I lose it all today, I'm going to get it back tomorrow, right? And that kind of leads into what is it? Andy says, competence is bred by confidence, and confidence is bred by volume.
Mm, that's good. I haven't heard that one in a minute.
Yeah. So he
That's really
says
good.
confidence is bred by competence. I added the volume onto it because
That's
it's
pretty
true. How
good.
do you get
It's
competence? How do you get good at something? You do it over and over and over and over again, right? And we're talking about goals. I want you ever shot a bow and arrow?
Yes, actually.
Okay. Right. So, when you pull back the bow, you're just aiming, right? But if you don't have a target to hit, what the fuck are you going to do? The arrow's just going to go somewhere because you don't have anywhere to aim it at. It's just going to end up somewhere random. But if you have a
Mm,
target that you're aiming at, you might not hit it at first, but if you do it over and over and over and over and over and keep failing and then say, fuck you, I'm going to learn how to do it, and you do it over again, you're going to hit a bullseye eventually.
exactly, because you gotta think. It's like, I love the saying of when I for a bad reason. I love the saying for a bad reason of when you get knocked down, stand back up.
Yeah.
I hate that saying because why would you stand directly back up when you've fallen down and not sit there for a second, learn from it, and then go 10 times harder? Because if you get knocked down and you just stand right back up, you haven't you didn't wait any amount of time. You haven't
Yeah,
changed. Your thought process is still the same. You get where I'm going with that? Like if
absolutely.
you get knocked down, fucking stay there for a second.
Yep.
Not for
Yep.
long. Just stay there for a second and go, okay, why did this happen? How did this happen? What could I have done better about it? Got it. Move on.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think a big thing that a lot of people don't understand is they get the Rocky motivation, right? That's kind of what we're talking about. You get hit, you get back up because that's life's always going to kick you down, right? Sometimes, and this is gonna sometimes you need a hand to help you up, and that's okay. The problem is most people are so fucking egotistical